how to use your own Facebook group to bring in business and build your company. Hey, I'm Donnie Bovine, the CEO and founder of Success Champion Networking and author of Endless Stream of Referrals. This is Growth Mode, a podcast all about growing and scaling your business. Hanging out with me as always is Kevin Snow, the sales and automation tactician and genius. And in this episode, we're going to talk about how I took a Facebook group and built an entire empire around it. All right, Kevin. So I don't know if a lot of people have heard the story of me and why I started a Facebook group, but to be completely honest, I was early in the business. It was late 2017, and I had no idea how to be a business owner. So I had this crazy idea that if I started a Facebook group, I could find other business owners or bring them together, and we could collaborate and learn how to build businesses together. The problem is, as I started bringing people in, they started asking me questions like, "How would you do this? How would you do sales? How would you do this?" And I'm like, "Shit, this wasn't the point. The point was so I really wanted to learn, from others." And here I found myself teaching because people were joining the group to learn how to grow their businesses. And I honestly had no damn idea, no clue that you could create a Facebook group and get people to come, and people will buy shit from you. Like, legitimately buy your products and services, tell you things they're looking for, and you can build one hell of a community and tribe out of it. And I think, truth be told, that's where Success Champions really got its start, by creating the community in the Facebook group. And then we've evolved to everything else we got going on. So, man, let's dive in and talk about Facebook groups because it's been a fucking amazing tool for us.
That's kind of funny. I always thought you just started it because you were lonely and needed friends.
Point one goes to Kevin. There you go, Beverly Brown, because I know you fucking listen to these. Kevin got one on me. Too fucking funny.
I was going to interrupt you with that before. I'm like, no, I don't want to interrupt in the story because that just will completely derail our conversation for the day. No, it's Facebook groups are huge. And it's a lot of people, I think, really struggle with how to use them. So I'm really kind of excited to have this conversation because I have a Facebook group that I don't use effectively at all. But I blame that on the fact that I don't use Facebook effectively at all.
Wait, hold on. I got to change one word in that sentence. You say effectively at all. You don't use them at all.
I use other people's groups. And that was last week's episode.
Yes.
So, and I have a group, and my big thing over the weekend is I actually am going to be making my social media plan and figuring out how I can actually follow it and get stuff in without making it feel like a ton of work. But the Facebook group piece is going to be a huge part of my thing. I want to use that. I want to bring people in and I want to use that to grow the audience. So how do you, I think the first step that we need to talk about is how do you, when you create that group, how do you make it appealing?
Yeah, so this was fascinating, and I admittedly did not name my group the right way I should have, but we're way too in to fucking ever change it now. But the first thing you need to think about when you have a Facebook group is who is your target audience? And what do you specifically want to market towards them? And the reason I say that is because what you name your Facebook group makes a huge amount of difference to who's going to actually come and hang out. I watched a Facebook group that my brother runs called Bourbon Nation, and in about 8 months, they hit 50,000 members in their group, and they're now a little over 100,000 members in their group. And it worked because of two things. one, the word bourbon, which is a highly searchable term, and two, nation means it was something you could be a part of, like a movement or something. And you should see these motherfuckers that collect bourbon in that group. It's insane how these collectors, and they're talking about different bottles and stuff. So the first thing you got to do is figure out what you're marketing and who you're marketing to, and then you need to name your group that something that speaks directly to them. Like a prime example, Kevin's group has got a badass name. What's the name of the group?
I hate you.
Now he's gonna go look it up because he fucking forgot. That's brilliant. But it's
Grow,
something with sales automation. Yeah. Grow your business with sales automation or
yeah,
some shit like that.
yeah, that's what it is.
You know, that's funny as fuck. He forgot his own group name. That's how
That's how
often he does
much.
not use it. But when you think about your group, what are the terms your market, your target market, your people you're going to be marketing to are searching for? And that's what you want to name. And I guess I should back up one more step. The reason you build a Facebook group is to create a community. It's to build your tribe. And Facebook loves the groups because they can kind of segregate like ideas and like members and like people together. And when you're talking to a bunch of other people that are similar to you and have similar ideals, you'll stay on Facebook longer. So they love pushing people into the Facebook groups. And it's worked really, really, really well. But when you name it, you need to name it so it's specifically targeted to the people that you want to market and converse with. So, one of my favorite Facebook groups that I'm a part of that's very localized to me is called Parker County Homesteaders. And Parker County is the county that I live in, and it's all about homesteading. And so, there's a bunch of us who own farms that are in there, and we're talking everything from processing chickens to making homemade honey to how to keep predators off your farm and protect your chickens and stuff. It's a really cool group with a ton of knowledge, and they actually do these cool get-togethers where they show how do you process a pig, how do you process chickens. They give goat training classes where they teach you how to the health and maintenance of a goat, and all kinds of fun stuff that's really, really cool, and I'm just into that shit. you know, so you got to name it something that people want to be a part of. So another friend of mine, she created a group called the Happiness Factor. And that fucking group in like 48 hours had over 4,000 people in it because it had the thing that people were searching for and wanted to be talked to. So I think if you really are looking at using Facebook groups to build your business, it's community, name, and then you got to figure out how to get these people talking. Kevin's really good on stalking the groups and get them going. Uh, I'm more better at creating the content that people want to engage with.
Yeah, it's interesting when you look at a lot of the groups on Facebook, the some of the names that they have, and you look at it and you're like, I don't actually know what this group is about. Like how are people, they're trying to be cute and have this really cool ass name that that is, they can build a brand out of, but the issue is if people can't find your group, it doesn't matter how cute your name is and
For sure.
how cool it sounds, and how it fits your brand. The name has to be something that people can find, and without that, you're just gonna it's gonna be you and a few of your friends that you invite in to get the group started as seed members. uh so it's really important to understand what your members are searching for, just like when you're doing any type of lead generation, lead magnet on your website. What are those searchable terms that are people are going to get to that landing page? So uh, how do you get those first members other than your friends?
Yeah, you beg, you borrow, you run contests, you beg some more. So yeah, those the first 100 members, half of those are going to be people and those are going to be people that you've had relationships with, and you say, "Hey, I'm building a group about X." Okay, and those people will come in because they are friends of yours and just want to support you. Like I have people in the Facebook group now, in the Success Champions Facebook group, that literally have been there since I started it, and I guarantee you they never see the content in there because they joined because they were friends of mine. Past life, past clients, and they were friends of mine. Majority of the people come because either they find it through a search term or somebody else invites them. But when you get those first, 50, first 100, then you start running and doing different things. Can do contests to say, hey, I'll give away a Starbucks gift card, or you'll get entered into a drawing to do a Starbucks gift card if you invite 5 people. You just got to be very careful with any sort of giveaways like that on Facebook. Because there's actual laws and things around giving away and how you do giveaways. But it's really about leveraging the people and getting them to invite is, how you get to, I would say, up to your first 500. That's how you do it.
I think it's really important to use your, if you're on stage or you are presenting, you're doing appearances anywhere, you have any type of voice where you're getting your message out there, to utilize that to grow your group as well. I know both you and I, whenever we're on stage, we get people to opt in to our list through text. And then one of the follow up text messages after they get the free thing for that presentation, one of the following text messages is always, "Hey, join my group. Click here and join my Facebook group and
Right.
network and do this type of stuff." So I think it's really important to leverage where you have people showing up to hear you, and whenever you're in front of people, to get them to continue to engaging with you. And that's really one of the big benefits of a Facebook group. If you're putting out tons of content, you can repurpose that all into that group because people will consume it and they want stuff from you. That's why people join your group, is because they're looking to learn.
Yeah, and in addition to that, I would say that it's also a place to test all your content too. When you got the right community, you can put out content to try and make sure you're saying it in a way that makes sense because they're raising their hand and asking questions, or they're engaging, they're encouraging. And you can also see when your posts go dead flat because nobody engages, and it just didn't hit the right tone. And I think, once you get over 500 members, the group starts growing because of the value you can bring and the community you can build. uh, you know, the nature of the Success Champions as a whole is we're really raw, we're authentic. You're going to see us how you see us. And so the profanity, the conversations we have, and the camaraderie continues to get people to invite more and more and more people into the tribe. And that's what really helps us solidify everything we've done so far with Success Champions.
And
Go
just
ahead.
like we've talked in the past about finding your champion, it's going to help you promote and grow your business. The same is true in your group. You're going to eventually find that person that loves everything you do, that invites all their friends.
Yeah.
And because we have a couple of those that are consistently inviting people. It's really cool because you'll wake up, it's like, I have 30 requests to join the group to process this morning, because they went out and invited a bunch of people that they thought would get value from the group. And that, when you have that, that's, I think, a really good signal that you're doing the right things in your group.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think to create that community, the content you put out is really important. You've got to put out content they're engaging with, and sometimes it's stupid, dumb ideas that gets people engaging with your content. Like to this day, the number one engagement post I can put out in my Facebook group is, "Would you rather read a book or listen to a book?" And it's funny; it's such a stupid question, but every time I put it, man, this huge debate starts on why it's better to read or why it's better to listen. And people are like, "What if I don't do either? I listen to podcasts," But when people are engaging, they're interacting, and then good things happen. And I think some other things that have done really well for us in a group is doing workshops or lives, things that allow people to interact and bring them together. And shit, from book launches to podcast launches, to program launches, it's been really amazing for us.
So, how do you balance fun with business in the group?
That's a great fucking question because for the longest time, I swear I just made the group fun. I wanted people interacting and engaging, and then literally some of our clients came to us and said, "Man, I love all the fun stuff, but we're badasses. We really want to, you know, people to see how badass Success Champions is. So we need to look at your content and go, okay, how do we get them engaging?" So for me, we started toning down the smartassery of content and started upping the business training and knowledge. And what I found is the more I taught and the more I helped people grow their businesses, the more rapid our group was growing. So for me, I'm literally going on about a 5-to-1 ratio of 5 teaches, one engagement, or 5-1-1, one engagement, one something funny. And the funny shit that I put out there, it cracks me to fuck up because I put some stupid shit in the group. Um, if I can find a Harry Potter meme of some sort, that thing's going in the group. Um, and but it's about that old rule of deliver, 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 or Gary V, jab, 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 right punch. You know, um, Very rarely do we put out a post that says, "Hey, come buy our shit." It's all about driving and delivering a lot of value. But we fill most of our programs because of that Facebook group.
Yeah, I think the fun stuff is a great way to get people re-engaged if they've kind of fallen out, because it's usually at least the fun things that I post are easy to answer, easy to engage with, don't take a lot of thought to pose that answer. One of my biggest ones on my page was, in the Midwest we have taco salad, and it's a huge thing on what type of dressing you use when you make it, French or Thousand Island. So I posted that. And it was funny because I had all the Midwestern
Neither.
people.
Whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
no,
hold
no, no.
on,
See, this is
hold
why it
on,
works.
hold on. I'm getting to that. The cool thing was I had all the Midwestern people that were saying, well, saying which one they were, and it was like, well, no, you use Western. But then all my Southern friends were like, what the hell are you talking about? So they
Yeah.
were all engaging with it as well. It's like, but you don't you just put it in a taco bowl? And we're like, no, that's not how you make taco. That is a taco salad, not taco salad. There's different. So it was fun, and everyone was
So what I
engaging
just
back and
learned
forth.
from this moment and why that post works so well is the Midwest has no fucking clue how to make a taco salad.
We make the best taco salad.
No, because get down here to South where we're actually close to Mexico. And let's talk. So now I'm curious. This is going to totally derail it. Describe a taco salad in
All right.
in the Midwest,
So there's like the traditional one where you have like the crust bowl and you just layer all your crap in
right?
it. So we actually make a salad out of it that's like in a big bowl and everything's already pre-combined. So you have the lettuce, the beef.
What's the shell?
You mix
What's the
in
chip?
There's no shell. You mix in
No, no, no. If
Doritos.
you mix in Doritos, that's nachos. That's
No,
not a
not
taco salad.
no. It's a taco salad.
No, no, no.
I
You guys are all messed up. A taco
I'm
salad requires to have a taco shell
no.
that you put everything in. Oh yeah, then you guys don't know what the hell you're doing. And if you put salad dressing on a taco salad, you're fucking disgusting. It gets guacamole or salsa. That's it. Maybe
No,
sour
that's
cream over the top. You guys are so wrong and disgusting. We're gonna do a whole episode on how fucked up people are in food. I actually think people would enjoy that. But all right, back to the
I
Facebook group. But that's why that
I
post works so well.
I'm
Yo,
now making taco salad at the Champions Table retreat just so you can like, wow, this
we'll
is
throw
really
that
good.
shit straight in the trash. Um, Freaking bullshit taco salad. Yeah. So, but that's why those posts work so well is because literally people want to defend their thoughts just as much
Yep.
as Kevin and I jokingly went after each other. It's that same thing. And the more you can create that environment, the more engagements and things happen. Some of the funny posts, like in our private Facebook group for Success Champions Networking, I literally put a picture out today that showed one last tiny clump of snow by my back door of my house. And I said, proof that it snowed in Texas, because I know I have all these damn Yankees and Midwesterns that are, getting dumped on still with snow right now. And so I just wanted to poke the bear a little bit to let them know that, hey, it does snow in Texas, not like, you knuckleheads up north. But, you know, with the Facebook group, the biggest thing you need to think about is, how do you get people raising their hands, engaging with you, and hanging out? So when we go to sell a product or sell a service, we really think about the audience of people in there, and we write content and we put things in there that speak directly to them. And what's always been the most successful to me is I share my fucked up stories of where I screwed up, and how this, what we're teaching, product or service, allowed me to do something in business. So we ran a podcast workshop, and a lot of my posts, were about how podcasting really helped me figure out business. We ran a speakers workshop. We talked about how getting on stages, really helped me build my brand awareness. We
And both
constantly
of
run.
those both of those really came just because people are always asking the questions.
Yeah, 100%. So that's a key point, Kevin. We don't build anything unless people start asking for them, which is really cool. And it's one of the best things about having a Facebook group, is because people will constantly say, "Hey, can you talk about this, or can you do this?" I mean, it's how we do a lot of these episodes too. So it gives you a great place to speak directly with your end users, directly with your clientele, and figure out exactly what they're looking for. I mean, everything we've built down to the Badass Business Summit, Success Champion Networking Groups, all of it comes from, different questions or interactions with all the champions in the Facebook group.
All
So,
right.
uh,
So
question of the
let's
week.
yes, that's just what I was going to find and pull up here. All right. So our question is actually a follow-on question. Last week, Cheryl Sharon from Land of Oz Beef and a member of Alpha Connections had our Facebook question about how you grow your own group,
Hey,
or how you
hey,
use other
Cheryl,
people's groups. Go
Cheryl,
ahead.
I didn't put in the phonetic way of saying your name. It's Cheryl Shiren.
All right.
That's just so she gives you hell about saying her name.
All right.
We just call her the
Cheryl
beef lady.
Shiren, the beef lady. This week, her second part of her question is really focused on uh, within your own group. And she asks, are there algorithms that help boost your group? So many likes, followers, or keywords?
The answer is keywords might. If you have keywords in the title, if you have keywords in the description, those might boost your group. Where the number of likes, the number of followers and members, likes and followers, maybe. I mean, followers will only matter if people are searching for your group and they can see you have, X amount of people in there. They may be more apt to join. But a key number that I look at when I look at groups is number of daily posts, because I want to see if it's actually engaging and there's people, so when you're searching for groups, so people look like that. The biggest thing is creating the environment of people. Nobody knows the algorithm. Hell, fucking Facebook doesn't even fully understand the algorithm, at this point. So, but the and I know you're not asking how to game the system, but anytime you try and play with the algorithm, you're gonna lose. There's just no shortcuts to building out a group outside of having a badass name, a badass description, and speaking directly to your market.
What about the engagement numbers? Because I think
Um,
part of what I think she's asking is, how do you make sure your group gets seen? And I think
Engagement.
and I think that
Yeah.
is really huge, because not most people don't go to the group to do posts. It's because they see the posts on their wall and they engage with them. So
Yeah.
does having a high engagement rate in the group make you more visible to your members?
Yeah, 100%. So it makes you more visible to your members, but we've seen that when we have high engagement, we get more people finding the group through searches because Facebook, it feels like it's like the Eye of Sauron, right? When you got a lot of engagement going, all of a sudden the eye is focused on you, and Facebook starts showing a few more people. But there's no like scientific methodology that I can say that that's a fact, but it always feels that way. So engagement is absolutely huge. So, action step for today is, not everybody needs to create a Facebook group. But if you've been thinking about it, then go create a Facebook group. Name it something that you are really interested in and it really speaks to your target market. And then go for heavy engagement. Get conversations started, get community started, get your tribe built, and have a lot of fun because I truly love posting in the groups. And people always ask, how do you do so much in the different Facebook groups and stuff? I enjoy the shit out of it. I love finding the funny content. I love writing the stories. It's a lot of fun. And if you keep it fun, then it'll stay fun. So, as always, guys, if you got any tips, tricks of value out of this episode, do us a favor, make sure you're subscribed and share it with one friend. We appreciate all the comments, feedback, emails that you guys are sending in. Really means a lot. Otherwise, love you, mean it. See you, bye.